My immediately older brother and I were practically twins when we were kids. Same height, same skin, same complexion, same everything really. People always got us confused. But there was one big difference. He was a lot smarter. And even though there was an age gap, he was the center of attention. He was the light, and I was just his shadow, trailing behind. My parents adored him, lavishing him with praise, while I often felt invisible. But I never resented him for it. I admired him. I wanted to be just like him, so I copied everything he did. He was my inspiration. It's funny though, because for all my admiration, we fought constantly. About everything and anything. A peaceful conversation? Forget it. Our lives were a constant competition. Who got the last goodnight hug from mom? Who hugged her first in the morning? Who got to open the new toy first? Who walked faster? Who ate more? Who had the brightest flashlight? He usually won, but it never made me bitter. How could I hold a grudge against him? He didn't ask for his talents or for the extra attention. It just was. Looking back, I realized something important. The people we sometimes envy, the ones we feel are so much better than us, they aren't our enemies. They're our roadmaps. They show us what's possible and push us to be better. Why hold on to resentment when you can change your perspective? These people won't be in your life forever. Learn what you can from them while you have the chance. Not everyone is born with a silver spoon, but whatever your spoon is made of, it's uniquely yours. You can learn from others, take inspiration from their best qualities, but always stay true to yourself. While my brother was the star at home, school was a different story for me. I was this tiny, innocent-looking kid, which basically made me a magnet for trouble. My classmates saw me as an easy target, but even in kindergarten, I wasn't intimidated. If someone bullied me, I'd march straight to the teacher. And if the teacher wasn't around, my fingers would find their way to the bully's face. They quickly learned to keep their distance and stick to verbal taunts. But I was ready for that too. I had a sharp tongue, earning me the nickname Pencil Mouth. My lips were small, but the words that came out were anything but. My eldest brother had unknowingly armed me for this. He used to read me the part of the Bible that says, "An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth." So, the whole silence is the best answer for fools idea. I never bought it. They say silence is golden and speech is silver. Well, I chose silver every time. I would take on my bullies single-handedly with my words, which, of course, led to them ganging up to deal with me after school. My school was close to home, so I got creative. I'd wait until it was almost dismissal time, tell my teacher I needed to pee, and then toss my bag out the window and make a run for it. On days my escape plan failed, it was a full-on sprint home, with a crowd of kids chasing me right to my front gate. Sometimes I'd duck into a random shop for safety. The kind lady who was supposed to pick me up, at favor, started wondering why I never waited for her. Eventually, she figured it out. The school was notified, and I got a little bit of peace. For a while, things really escalated on our graduation eve. It felt like 70% of my class, kids I'd offended and kids who were offended on behalf of their friends, had plotted to get me. I got wind of their plan and just didn't show up to my own graduation. My brother had to go and collect my awards and results for me. Moving to primary school, I was so relieved to be in a new environment, but I was still the smallest and youngest in my class. I can still picture my primary one teacher's face, even though I've forgotten her name. The first 2 terms were quiet, but once everyone got to know me, they knew I was a no-nonsense person and kept their distance. The boys, however, had a strange way of showing they liked me. They'd try to frustrate me just to get me to talk. Things would escalate, and that's how I started beating up boys. I mean, I would punch, bite, and scratch them so hard that their parents would show up at school the next day. I'd be terrified. I'd come home with a dirty uniform, and my mom would just assume I played too much. She had no idea. But when the angry parents would arrive and see this tiny, fragile, innocent-looking girl who had supposedly beaten up their son, they'd usually just drop the whole thing. To this day, my mom has no clue about my fighting career. In primary school, I finally stopped behaving like a tomboy in JSS2. I was becoming more aware of myself, and besides, my older brother's classroom wasn't far from mine. Nobody wanted to mess with his little sister, but my troubles weren't over. I became the class monitor, and because I'd boldly write down the names of all the noisemakers, I was often set up for things I didn't do. The stress would get to me so much that I'd lose my appetite. This is where my brother became my rock. Whenever he saw me with my chin in my hand, looking worried, he'd come over and say, Hakuna Matata. It means no worries. He taught me that. I watched how he would laugh off his own troubles, even when he was in deep, and I adopted that same attitude. He'd drag me into scary, adventurous situations, always with a reassuring, Hakuna Matata. We'd sneak out to visit friends, knowing we'd get in trouble, but he'd just say, Hakuna Matata. Even now, as adults, we still fight sometimes. I don't apologize. Hakuna Matata. I'll just show up at his place unannounced. There are no restrictions. My face is my entry pass. He opens the door, and I walk in, pretending like nothing ever happened. I'm entitled to his life. I'm his younger sister. I'll sit down and eat his food without asking. You see, I always want him to be better than me. I need someone to look up to, someone to teach me, to inspire me. I want to see an upgraded version of myself every time I'm with him. We complement each other. I don't focus on his mistakes or hold on to his wrongs. He can hurt me, sure, but he can never truly offend me. Because at the end of the day, all I want is for us to be one big happy family. Thank you so much for listening to my story. If you connected with it, please give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more. I'll see you in the next one.